everybody, it's the girl Sam Shabazz. We're right here on Sneaker Sunday, where we keeping it fresh, where we keep it motivational, educational, and of course inspiring the youth to always feed off the nourishment of culture. Let's do this. We are in Brum, where we're going to be with Mkay Frash. Let's go. Yo everybody, it's Sam Shabazz once again. It's episode 2 of the freshest Sneaker Sunday. Holla everybody, we're back and we're with the street connoisseur, the shoe dog himself. Ubabake, usemateksini, yena, usemategini. So they run these streets. I'm talking about Mkay Frash.
Sure.
What up?
What up, baby? How you good?
I'm good, man. What's good?
Chilling.
Nice.
I got a call and they were like, yo, it's gonna be on your show. I was like, yo, man, why not? We're out here.
Thank you for just saying, yeah, you know what I mean?
No doubt.
Really appreciate it.
No doubt.
Appreciate you coming through. So basically, let's just jump right into it.
Yeah.
You know, we already said that, of course, that when you say Mategini, but we're more here about you.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about yourself.
I grew up in Hammanskraal. I finished my high school. We moved to Sunnyside, and then when I was doing my first year, we started the store called 100% Flavor with my boys. We were selling local brands. I guess when I was about to turn 20, the shop wasn't like peaking the way it was peaking, but we had these brands that we had in the store. There's a brand called Majans in the store that took a liking into me.
Yeah.
And they were opening stores in Joburg, and they were like, yo man, you wanna come help us out? And I was like, yo man, I'm only 19, you can talk to my moms. They spoke to my moms, they took me in, sort of like their son, you know, groomed me into the game. And that's how actually I got my feet wet in terms of like the whole industry. And I was seeding product. I guess I was seeding to guys like Mendoza, the UOTV War Room, the Bad Boy Tees, the Label Matosa. I guess that's where my career kind of like started, and then obviously moving to Nike, studying at my keep as well. Like, you know, so there's a lot. It depends which part you want to touch on. But that was the journey. Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah. Like, basically, can you just tell us a bit about your name, Mkay Frash? Is it? How do we pronounce it? Is it MK? A or with an E? Like, can you just clarify that for the people?
Yeah, it's MK definitely with an A, just to emphasize the freshness, and that's how we as well pronounce it. Like, I wanted to spell it the way you pronounce it, right? I remember there's these bloggers called Other Girls back in the days. They used to call me Mkay Frash. Mkay Frash, yeah. But the freshness just comes with, like, you know, I always been like flamboyant with the clothes and the combos, just flipping out like different, like it'll be the same clothes, but they'll always be different, right? Like my combos will always like communicate differently all the time, right? So most people would think like, oh, you got a lot of clothes. Nah, I just, you know, I'm able to combine them in such a way that it feels fresh all the time, right? That's where the name is from. And then as I'm hustling, the dudes from Until they do these events, and then they like, actually dog, you the freshest. So now I go by the freshest. Yeah, the freshest.
The combos
ever.
do definitely communicate. I'm sure can you see?
And when I was doing my first year as well, I used to change hats so much. They used to call me Donald Jones.
Are you serious?
And if you don't know Donald Jones, it's like a R&B nigga who was rocking with Bad Boy with P Diddy. I think he used to change the hats like crazy. So yeah.
I mean, guys. Like, can we just have a moment? Can we just have a moment?
Give me my flowers, B. Give me my flowers.
Exactly. While he's still alive.
Give me my
While
flowers.
he's still alive. That's how we do here at Sneaker Sunday. Thank you so much. So basically, just your upbringing. Can you tell us how did it influence you?
Yo, terribly, man. I grew up in a house. My dad is a taxi owner. My mom is an educator in high school.
Okay.
She was teaching like biology and home economics. And she was also like a fashion designer, sort of like a tailor woman. She would make dresses for the women in the community. But you know, the pinnacle was my uncles, you know, from my mom's side, because Berga Marcela, you know, they were like street dudes that love like looking fresh and fly stuff, you know. Those are the cats that introduced me to like, I remember a double mesmerized cotton t-shirt, like they were teaching me that type of like, this is how you feel it, this is how it looks, and all that. And I was like 13, I'll show you some of the photos. I was 13, 12, 11 when I was getting like taught Uguti, wearing this clothes will make you feel different and you're gonna get treated differently too, right? So I you know, even like when we Besenzum Sebenzi for my half brother, who's my brother anyway, like last year, and we were around the fire, so my cousins are there and I'm telling them about my come up, and my dad I think overheard me talk. So I was telling them, I was like, dog, I was stressing my dad because I would take him to the most expensive like OG stores to go get what I want. From 12, 11, I was choosing my own clothes.
You're
right?
already in there.
So he couldn't understand like, why am I choosing like the D keys, the DMDs, you know what I mean? It's like at that age, and then it's like, yo, I overheard you say that. And it's like, I was amazed, like at 10, 11, you telling me you want Ibrahim, and it's like, dog, we can't afford Ibrahim. You know what I mean? Like, what are you talking about? You feel me? So I come from that type of vibe. And the other story that I always tell is that my cousin in jail, we got stuck with Ngamla from Thesis. We get stuck in jail, coming to visit for like hours, an hour or two. Everybody that came after us or before us, they already left even. Then we finally get in. My cousin come in, he's sweating. I'm like, what's going on? Were you working in the fields or something? He's like, nah, he had this, you know, they got uniform and they always customize the uniform. Maybe put zips on it and shit, the orange joints. He's like, I had this jacket that I wanted to show you, but the warders weren't allowing me to come through with the jacket. And when I look next to me, the other cats got the customized shits and whatnot, you know? So I say this to say, I come from a environment where clothes are that important. Like this nigga can wait for an hour just to come show me the jacket in jail. So Ungamla, he tells Ungamla, he's rocking the jail shoes. He flipped those shoes into suede. So basically they were black, they're now gray suede. So I come from cats like that. They were rocking Rocco Baroccos, Acton Agnes, way before my hood. And I'm from Hammanskraal, you understand? So it's mind-boggling for me to be around niggas that love that shit so much. And I even tell my friends, like, if these niggas were in the game, I'll probably never get a job. Because these cats were doing it at the high level. You feel me? So, yeah.
But anyway, the stars were aligned.
The stars
So,
were aligned, yeah.
exactly. So, of course, you're here now. So, Mkay, like, basically, you've been in the music and fashion industry for, like, quite some time.
Yes.
And basically with brands such as, like, your Nikes and Magents.
Yes.
And, like, can you just tell us a bit more about that, like, in your journey?
I think for me, it started when we opened the store in Pretoria called 100% Flavor, because we were carrying, like, local designers. I think at that time, just the understanding of like, oh shit, you can create your own brand, print t-shirts and sell it, you know, that idea was like almost like magic to me, like a new idea, right? And like I said, even when the business couldn't go well, but we had, you know, this relationship with this brand called Magents, and they were kind of like the people that really taught me the whole thing, right? And
besides your father?
Yeah, besides my father, because my father got, like, in terms of like inspiration, yeah, of course that's him. But in terms of the next level on some, how do you make business out of this shit?
Nice,
you know, from a consumer to like, yo, this is business. Like, I think that was they gave me that edge, right? And then moving to Josie, man, it was also like, because, you know, when you're in Pretoria, and especially coming from Hammanskraal, maybe there's like 2 or y'all that are thinking the way I'm thinking, and then you get to Pretoria, maybe there's like 10 or y'all that are thinking the way I'm thinking, and then you come to Joburg, there's a gang of people that are actually, you know, doing this shit that you want to do. So
Totally.
yeah, it just, the journey was so dope because, you know, once I got to Joburg, my whole job was just to open the stores for my gents and then create PR for them, which means seeding now. Seeding that you see where brands giving clothes to celebrities or influencers and whatnot. I was doing that with my gents back then, but for TV shows or music video. When you see Squatter Camp rocking our stuff on a music video, that's us. When you see maybe Spicky or Trumpis or Bruce from BOP rocking the shit on the magazine, that will be us. You get what I'm trying to say? So even when I get the Magen's leg, because the Nike leg was because of the job we did and how can I put it? We were scouted for the job because that type of industry never existed. You get what I'm trying to say? So yeah.
So you started the industry basically, like you said, the industry never existed. So you paved the way basically.
There was no seed, Doc. There was no seeding. Even when I started Nike, like most of the people that I had in my gents, I had took with me to Nike, but Scoop Makatini, Cesar Romo, those people I used to work with at my gents. You feel me? So it was, for me, it was a gradual growth. But in between that as well, it's like, I mean, independently, we started at Makipki, which became like a #1 local brand as well at that time. We started a movement with these boys called Boys and Box. So it's like, you know, in between that, there's also these nugget stories that are just in between that, you know what I mean? That we can go deep into if you want.
Ne?
Yeah.
That's what's up. And then like, what keeps you going? You know, because you're still in this.
More piercing, you know, where we at now, like these kids are doing this setup here. It's a tattoo space. They do piercing, they sell jewelry, vintage joints. You know what I mean? So, you know, watching kids under 30, you know, doing amazing stuff like this inspires me, and it keeps me in the mindset that, oh shit, there's a space for me and the knowledge that I have to give to them and move with them in a way. Because you know what tends to happen with like successful cat, they leave. And then once they leave, the young cats don't have direction and they have to start from scratch. So all the shit that we fell prey to, they'll fall prey to as well. You know what I mean? So it's a beautiful thing when you can as well be successful and come share the knowledge.
Nice.
And yeah, I guess that's what keeps me here the most. And as well as like innovation, and I like new shit. Me, you know, like I like when
you like to keep it fresh.
Yeah, I like if they dropping an iPhone, I want to be the first.
You have it.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, what does it do? Like, and sometimes I want to be the first and the last. My bad, that's selfish, but that's just me. No, I don't. I wish like even with music, I wish the artists can blow up, but that's my artist, you know. When they blow up, it's like, ah, damn, everybody's on.
That was fine. That was fine.
Even your man's with the Congo joints, like, no, I can't wear my Congos. And he was like, yo, Fresh, you were wearing this when niggas were no. Me too, you understand now? I can't wear this shit no more, my nigga. Like,
then what do you do? Good. Then what do you do when that happens?
I'm a collector as well, so I'm not. I don't buy clothes just to wear them.
You just chucky like, ugh.
No, I appreciate the art. No, I appreciate the art. Like, there's some shoes that I would even give away, and I won't wear. You know, like.
Can you give away your shoes?
Yeah, to my family. Like December, I'm always like all my cousins, my nephews, especially the same size curve. But half the time, me like 3Bs, I'll take a size 7 or whatever. Like, I don't buy it. Like, I take all the sizes. But December, yeah, I come through like maybe 40 pairs, 30 pairs, and everybody gotta choose.
Nice.
My dad always dapper. Like, my dad's got a sneaker thing.
He's got like a sneaker rack.
Like a sneaker, yeah.
He's
I'm like, dog, you got a sneaker thing. You feel me? And obviously the Kaiser Chiefs, a Kaiser Chiefs fan, obviously with the latest, always with the latest, you know. The Coast jackets, the Kaiser Chiefs. Especially when I was at Nike, it was just ridiculous, you know.
Amazing, dude. Like, so Mkay, you mentioned like obviously, you know, because obviously Sneaker Sunday, we're all about, you know, the youth, we're all about motivating, we're all about educating, and you know. And you talked about Boys and Bucks, and just do you mind like sharing a bit more about that? Like, where are they? What's happening? Like, you know, because that was basically a movement, you know, that was very inspirational. Because I know with my brother also, well, even my son, it was like, what the hell?
Yes.
These niggas. You know what I mean? So can you just like...
Yeah, man, like, I mean, those 9 brothers are my brothers. Like, from the get-go, you know, there was always that energy. And, you know, when I talk to my mom or my sisters, like, dog, who put that together? You know, when we're watching the picture, especially, you know, RIP to Ricky, one of my best friends, passed on like a couple of weeks, a month and a couple of weeks back. And, you know, like, you know, when you look at the pictures, it's like, yo, man, like, who are these cats? Like, I get surprised too. Like, how did I meet these cats at that time with that type of energy? And everybody came with their own dream. They knew what they wanted. Like, I remember, okay, Malum Cat, like, when I was staying with him, all the concepts were in this little box that he had. With all the concepts that were later on, you know, the public knew, like the names, you know, all these concepts that he stretched later on in his journey. But these cats were like the most talented people I've met in my life. Like, I've met cats, but I was like, which one is this?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And you know, sometimes you like, yo, you think you're special, and you meet other special dudes, you're like, damn, I'm special, but I think
we're a community.
Together we become like something crazy, right?
Exactly.
But Boys and Box was never a crew or like, how can I put it? Like, we never like a band or whatever. It was definitely individuals that were friends. They were doing like the arts, like from, you know, fine
music,
arts, everything, like everything. I mean, we were from TV presenting, everything. Like, we touched on everything that kids are into right now. Like, everything from fashion designers to just, I mean, all my niggas, I would say maybe 8 of my niggas are on the best DQ, best GQ, best style.
Dude.
Like, we won that like almost every year for like the last decade, right? So, I don't know, and it was never like a wheelchair thing, like, oh, we depend on each other. Nah, it was always like, okay, Mkay Frash, that's what he does, Cool Cat, that's what he does. And we knew even if, you know, niggas can move overseas, niggas can stand on their own 2 feet. And that's always been like my thing, Oguti. You know, even when we leave, you should be able to have product to sell and be able to sustain yourself individually as Dr. Spicy or Usanele or Stilo or Ricky Rick, and check how far everybody took it, you know. And I guess, like you're saying, it's like, if you see me, you still see the crew. If you see, you know, Ishugele Tie, the album dropping, okay, Malunku Cat, when you see that, that's still Boys and Box. You see Scoop on a Hennessy NBA basketball joint, it's still Boys and Box, because it was never like band. We were never about the band thing. We were about like how many people
you're
can we
touch.
Lifestyle.
You're about the cause. You're about the. It's like, you're very right, hey, actually, because a lot of people might be thinking that it was just about the music, or it was actually a conglomerate of this community that was like about the fashion that actually made e-commerce at the end of the day. So that was fresh, totally. And then also you mentioned that you gave away a lot of sneakers.
No, I do every December to my family.
And like how many do you think you've actually given away?
A lot, like 200. We're talking hundreds.
Hundreds?
Yeah, we're talking hundreds.
Shout out.
And that's like give. It's not like my shit, like the shit that I have. Like, yeah.
Shout out. And then also you've got like a foundation, like a
Sunday School Foundation, where we look after like 300 kids with this other foundation called Slim Foundation. We sort of partner up with. I got 150 kids in Orlando East, and then my boy Slim's got 150 kids in El Dorado. So what we would do with kids, we'll do like small excursions, like take them to maybe the planetarium to go learn about the planet, maybe to the zoo, maybe to learn more about animals and stuff like that. And we'll also like do things like Thanksgiving, give away food and stuff like that, and we'll create like We created like a vegetable garden in their homes where they stay, yeah, we work with brands to kind of like facilitate and help out like with their toilets. We created the new toilets and stuff. Created like a entertainment area for the kids. It's been going on for like 8 years. But what we normally do, we get money from celebrities. They donate some monies, and then Mandela Day, Easter. All these big holidays, we try to do stuff for them.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, COVID as well kind of like disturbed the whole
everything,
a whole lot of program and stuff. But we back for Mandela Day in July.
Okay.
We doing something amazing with them. So yeah, look out for that. We might want some donation from the show. You said yes.
We'll see. We'll see.
No, you said yes. That's our contract.
And then like also, of course, like what you've just said right now, that's quite something, because at the end of the day, when you actually inspire kids and you always teach them to always do good while they're looking fresh, and that's an added bonus. So in totality, like what is it that you want to achieve like in your long run?
I think for me it's just like talking to my younger self all the time when I look at young kids, because I want them to get there quicker than I did, and not to fall prey in the stuff that I, fell prey to. And as well as like, besides everything, like I was talking to Swank, I was like, damn, Swank, yo, think you're learning from me, but to be quite honest, I'm learning a lot from you, my nigga, because you are in the thing and you are doing it on the highest level. Because like, okay, Sharp, I can listen to a new Drake album, but I can't live with it like more piercing dude can live with it, like I don't know if you get me, like they're in the car, 4 of them bumping the car, going crazy. Maybe they're going to a concert, or they're going, it's like by that time maybe I'm at home on my computer or I'm on Zoom call, I listen to the Drake album, but it won't have the same effect as them, right? So when they explain to me, I can learn something from that, and we take all that and take it to the boardroom and try to make money out of it. Because we sell culture, right? Like, and then hopefully.
I really like the fact that you said you sell culture. You know what I mean? Because there's actually a lot of compartments to that part, that you sell culture. And basically, which leads me to like the next question is that basically, how do you seek to inspire the youth? And basically, even those that actually just basically look at the culture and think, what are you doing? You're wasting time. So, like, what are you actually? What can you say to that?
I think for me, I don't know. It's like I'm not a how can I put it? I don't think I'm a gatekeeper. First of all, I'm not a gatekeeper. I'm not a know-it-all. I'm always trying to learn. So I learn as much as they think maybe they learn from me. I learn from them more, right? And also, it's like, dog, we tastemakers. We create taste. So. For me, it's always gonna be on the next one. What are we doing next? What are people eating? What are they gonna wear in 5 years? It's like, how can we look funny now, and then in 5 years everybody looks funny like us? It's like, for me, it's all that. And how do you take that space between that 5 years, make your money between that, so that when the trends catch it on, you don't have like, oh, they bit my style, or that one where it's like, oh, but we were doing it first. Those Congo, like, dog, I ate from Congo. When you saw me wear Congo, I was eating from Congo, right? Before it even hits retail. So I can't be mad when this shit catches fire. I don't know if I'm making sense, right?
Yeah, no.
So, and that goes out to all the trendsetters and the tastemakers that think, oh shit, they stole my idea. I'm like, dog, tastemakers create ideas all the time.
Exactly.
It's like, and ideas like ours supposed to touch the world and kind of like spiral out of control and be like, oh, that's our t-shirt. Like how we started on Keep when you see that shit on Small Street, and it's a fake t-shirt, and you're like, damn, we really did that. You know what I mean? Like, for me, I look at it like that, because by the time now the fakes are there, we're doing fat jackets with the puffer at the back and the nylon. You feel me?
And then, actually speaking on that fake bits.
I love fake. I love it. Because we need it.
So you're trying to say that the fake keeps it going?
The industry's like this, right? The industry's like this. Where they make the fakes, they make the originals.
Okay.
So now Gucci can't tell these niggas, oh, Yo, that's why China got them on lock, right?
Yes.
So the same niggas that doing the right Gucci is probably faking it at the back. And Gucci ain't gonna tell him shit because he's manufacturing their Gucci. I don't know if you get me. And they probably even got a deal with Gucci like, okay, cool. For the fake stuff, okay, cool. Sikaye, something on the side. Dog, it's been an ongoing industry. Like they've been going to high court about like the fakes.
Yeah.
But they serve a big industry in fashion itself. There's people that will never afford an off-white, and off-white might do maybe 10 t-shirts. And what if the whole world want the off-white? And then Jet Li or Zheng Li in China is like, or in Japan or wherever, he's like, oh, okay, cool, they love Gucci, let's do the bags. You feel me? And I don't have a problem with that as long as Gucci is eating, and we're all eating. And then the other thing is, even with music, bootlegging the music, or like the track is big in America, and then they flip it in Jamaica with the Jamaican dancehall. It pushes the fucking track.
Exactly.
I don't know if I'm tripping.
No, you definitely making sense.
We need it as much, and there's some fakes where the designs are like, damn, I wish they made an original of that one. You're like, yo, that colorway, no way.
You find someone wearing it and you're like, that's a fake?
Yeah.
That's a fake?
And there's some art, there's also some art in the fake, right? Like when you watch like pawn shop on Discovery, and then all the time niggas who come sell art and shit, and some of the art will be fake shits, right? From the 60s. But you know what they would say? They would still buy the shit. They were like, yo, this shit is fake. It's not the original painting. But the guy that faked it was so popular. The faker nigga was so popular in the 60s that will buy it, but not on that value. So it just gets to shows like, yo, whatever that's good will be imitated. I mean, dog, when Basquiat was doing that style, you know how many people were doing that style? When Picasso was doing that style, you know how many...
It goes on. Because at the end of the day, I mean, it's one of those things, like you said, like for instance, how you mentioned brand Gucci or Louis Vuittons, how they would, those guys that are doing it, and then there's someone in the back that's actually doing the fake. Is it really fake? Can you really say it's fake?
Can you really? Yeah, it's just
really
no, yeah,
because I've got the blueprints.
Yeah,
so
like,
can you really say it's fake?
What are you talking
just
about?
Because
yeah.
you get what I'm saying?
Maybe because maybe they would say, okay, aesthetically from this lane to that lane, Arabirigisi leather A sharp.
Yeah,
it's like so I get it, but it's the same fake trees.
Hey man, it's like it's not a fake. It's a I don't want to say
it's another department.
It's another department. Yes.
You kidding me, man? You kidding me? I mean, I don't wear fakes. I'm not saying, but holistically looking at the industry.
Yeah, we're not endorsing fakes. We're just saying that we're, you know what I mean.
These are original. Everything we wear is original.
It's original. Everything is original. We have to keep it original
this is
and
daily
fresh.
Paper.
Of course, keeping it. Of course, proudly. And then so like you know, like, dude, in like your experience, obviously in the creative space, what have you learned so far, like in your run, like any valuable like moments and lessons that you've actually like learned that you want to just share?
For me, it's always like try to keep the right people around you, like people that will energize your energy. I'm like saying you must go where people love you, you know, and you know that's really it. Just, you know, keeping that energy, the light energy, the good energy, the vibes, and make sure that the people that are around you can feed into that and uplift you, and you can do the same. And I've never been around people that don't do shit. Like even your husband is like he does shit. Like you won't be around me. You'll find that you're around me today, and then maybe you meet a cat with me today. Maybe next week you're online. The guy is doing he's painting a band. He's on a band's campaign. Because I don't just hang with people that are not gonna do shit. Like I don't know. It's like, and I don't go around looking. The energy,
they just come to you.
That keeps you in the game.
That's nice.
That one keeps you in the game.
No, that's
but when you hang with people that are not, they don't have he's a photographer, he don't have a camera. He's not planning to buy one. He hasn't labored one. You need to be wary with that, with that type of environment, right? We're always here, we're always high, we're always sipping. 2 weeks pass. What have we done with these niggas? Nothing. why am I with these niggas? You feel me? Like,
Ish.
you need to question yourself, because if you don't look at that mirror, my nigga, ain't nobody gonna look at that mirror for you. I'm sorry,
Exactly.
y'all.
Like what Michael Jackson said it.
Yeah.
Like I'm looking at the man
Mirror,
in the mirror.
mirror.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He said
Yeah.
it. It's like you gotta look at that
You
man in
gotta.
the mirror, and you gotta like ask him some questions and be like,
don't get
"What
lost
are
in
you
this shit.
doing?"
Don't get lost in this shit, yo. And it's easy to detour, because isn't those zenzayo, they affect culture and they affect people, right? So it's easy to think it's you, you know. It's easy to get carried away and be like, you know.
Nah.
Yeah.
But don't get carried away too much.
Nah, don't.
Like get carried away, but not too much.
Just don't get carried away.
In the right way.
Yeah, get carried away in the right way. Yeah.
In the right way.
Yeah. Nah, I could give you that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. Then. And then also with basically, you touched on like how you grew up from Hammanskraal, and you also were like, you know, there's not a lot of people that are around you, and then you came to Johannesburg, and then you're like, what? These people look like me. Like, so basically, to the youth that's still up and coming and see MK, and they're like, oh, I want to be like that nigga. What do you have to say to that? And how do you feel about that?
I mean, it was. I mean, when you're young, it's hurtful when people calling you nigga, dude, or he, not to say ahlanya. You know, like I come from that environment where it's like when I switched, especially into hip hop, like a lot of niggas that I grew up with sort of like turn against me. They were kind of like, yo, what's up? Like, we have, especially because I went to a local school till grade 5. When I was going to grade 6, they took me to a private school. So you can understand, in 2 years, I had made new friends that influenced me to be a different person altogether. And I guess my hood friends were kind of like not. Yeah. But you know, 6 months later, you know, a couple of niggas were wearing do-rags already. You know, so I kind of influenced the hood, and I already, solidified like a crew. Even when I left, we had a basketball team which was playing at the tennis court that we had flipped into a basketball court. We had already had a youth club when I left. We used to do camping with the same crew, like camp tent camping, not Uguti. Camper with the chalets, that type. So I was doing that at that age. You get me? So
yeah.
So how can I put it? I never had people that were like me, but I was always like, if it don't exist, I would try to create it.
Yeah.
I would try to influence people and the shits that I'm into, so that I could at least have people to share shits with. You know, the Eminem albums, I would share those, the Squatter Camps, the Nasties when they were dropping, I would share it with the hood. So the knowledge I was getting from the private school, like, yo, niggas, we can actually do this ourselves, you feel me? So I was always about that. But yeah, I was definitely an anomaly where I'm from. When I moved to Pretoria, yeah, I was still an anomaly, but you know, there were cats from different cities at TUT at that time that do different styles. So I didn't feel as alone, you know. But when I got to Joburg, it was tough, you know.
Everybody's got a piece of this pie. Everybody got to have a piece of this pie. That's the one. At least you're not the type that just says, it's my pie. Let me have it alone.
You know what I mean? Even if you think it's yours, it's not, my nigga. Nobody, there's no King of Joburg. It's just a drama on Netflix. There's no King of Joburg. You can be fly or whatever, like, but dog, maybe you run one block or your office or your agency, or like there's Joburg, my nigga. You come and go. And the other shit, baby, I'm gonna tell you, man. And I tell even the kids or even older niggas than me. I tell them, here you leave something here. Like, yeah, you might think, yeah, we won. I got 2 cars. You leave some in the city, my nigga. The house will always win. Alright, cool. I got you. Let me just leave it there.
Let's just leave it there. Let's just leave it there. And let's just like go into a bit of like, because you've been in the game like for quite some time.
Yeah.
And obviously that would entail traveling.
Yeah.
So how
I think for me the only place I've been was Asia, because it's always been. I grew up on Kung Fu flicks and as well, you know, a lot of Discovery channels, like looking at places like, oh, I wish I could go there.
Cool.
And Asia was always like, you know, they like brown people, almost like us. they also still got cultures like Sisashi Sumpepo. You know, you go to China, you see a go-go, Ashi Sumpepo now, or doing Tai Chi, or, you know what I mean? So they still got culture and they still got that urban feel where kids are still influenced by America. So they type of design is like it's like what we're doing here. So I always wanted to entangle with that culture, and yeah, I've traveled a lot of Asian countries. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
So mostly Asian, you say?
Yeah, Thailand, Malaysia, Singapore,
That's where
China.
that's where Umswenko is, eh?
Yeah, I mean that's where they make the stuff.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
Fortunately, even when I was at Nike, there were the people that vouch for that, and you travel and meet the right people to take you around as well.
Nah.
But Asia definitely was almost like they got their own languages. Like it's almost how can I put it? It's like I don't mind going to the States or whatever, but it just kind of like feels like, dog, I live so much of American lifestyle. I don't want to go and live, I want to go visit people that are kind of like, are in the same bracket as me, where they still got culture, and then they still doing the urban stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah. Especially Japan, that's the one that I haven't hit, but that's the one.
You haven't hit Japan?
Yeah. Tokyo or Harajuku. Harajuku in Tokyo, that's the pinnacle for me in terms of like, if you're into streetwear and you love streetwear, Harajuku, that's where you're gonna end up. Yeah.
Who's this? Was it Nasty Scene, right?
Yeah.
When he was in
Japan.
Oh,
I saw the tour. Yeah. No, it's crazy. It's ridiculous.
Dude.
It's ridiculous. I mean, when Pharrell was starting the BBC brand, he's got this tour where he's in Japan. That's actually those few years where he met with Nigo from Bape, the Bape designer.
Okay.
So yeah, that's when you saw, it's like, damn, these people are like, and that's the early 2000s, like that's 2003, 2002. Japan for me, even at that time, I was like, what the fuck is going on there? Like, they were like light years ahead of like America.
They've always been. Yeah. They've always been in there. And basically, in your traveling, of course, there's food, there's music, and then like tell us like just a bit of that. Of course, you're from South Africa, and then you go to like your Asia, and then how does that your palate? How does it adjust?
I mean, when you're young, when you're young, it becomes a struggle. But me, I always like, even like my homies, I always strive to even date like chicks outside my culture and shit. So I've learned a lot in terms of like taste and cadence, in terms of like how do you take care of yourself. So even when I was traveling, like, I mean, Asian food is almost like our food because it's cooked.
Really?
It's almost like how can I put it? They got culture. So that's why I tell people, it's like, it's funny, we sort of like the only people that eat, like, our Sunday food is almost like a German diet, right? It's like German food, like the way that diet is a German diet, right? But you go to India, Indian people eat Indian food. You go to China, Chinese people eat Chinese food. So I never had a problem because I was already eating Chinese food in South Africa, in terms of like, but the food is cheap, dog. Like you can eat like, you can eat a storm for nothing.
And the taste? South African compared to the actual wine?
Amazing. And as well as like, you must have friends wherever you go. So when you got the right friends, they kind of can take you to the pinnacle of where the right food is that you might like and stuff like that. Cool. But yeah, I never had a problem. It's like I also don't eat meat, so there's also that vibe where it's like, the less the veggies, and it's not like those, you can't cook them bad. It's not like you can cook veggies. It's like veggies are veggies. Even when you steam them, we're gonna eat them. Like
veggie will be a veggie.
So I don't have, like, when I was younger, but as I got older with the experience,
nah. You're like, nah. It's cool.
And food for me now is not like, I don't look at food delicious. Like I look at food like it's gonna help me and enhance my body.
To function.
Yeah.
Like I need to eat.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, I eat to live, not live to eat.
And then music-wise, when you were there, like, did you feel like there was a certain change, or did you feel like, oh, you guys are bumping to this too? Like, oh, okay. You know what I mean?
In terms of?
When you were busy, like, traveling, like, to the
Oh,
to the
no,
Asian
oh,
places,
no,
like,
it's totally different. Like, even the way we party, like, yeah, totally different, but the hip hop, like in clubs, will always be the same. Yeah, it's commercial ones will always, you hear Ja Rule, you hear Jay-Z, you hear, you know, the ones that we know that plays on MTV.
Yeah.
But yeah, the vibe sometimes will be different because I go to, like, there's this crew of mine in Bangkok called KCC. They're like a b-boy crew. So the shows that they do, they're quite like very different. It's almost like a theater type of like stage setup. They come do their thing. So yeah, it's definitely, you party differently, bro. Sometimes you party sitting down, watching the things. Sometimes, you know what I mean? So yeah, and when I'm out there, like the experience, because you be the only white nigga in somebody's, the only black nigga in somebody's joints, and the way my niggas would treat me with so much love and respect, the people maybe around would be thinking like, damn, who's this nigga? Is he Jay-Z? Or is he Nas? It's like, you know,
you're feeling like,
you know, because when I'm there, like my class, maybe it's halfway, they fill it up, baby.
Your class is never empty.
Yeah. So you can imagine if you're chilling far, you're like, but who's this fucking black nigga with the, you know what I mean?
With the freshest gear.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
No, shout out to that. And since we touched on music, what are you currently listening to? What's on your current playlist?
Ooh, yesterday we were bumping Reggie. Southside. There's a track called Southside, which is my favorite. Nothing Can Stop Me Too, which is one of my favorite. He's from the South in the States. I picked him up from the Colors. I don't know if you watch the Colors on YouTube, where these artists, I picked him up from there. And I just got stuck on him. Yeah. And as well, this dude from Jamaica called Skilly Bang. Oh my God. Book that nigga. Skilly Bang. He rolls around with who was Rude. There's a big movement in Jamaica. I forget the movement, but it's just the youth just doing their thing, bumping Skilly Bang, and a lot of Earl Sweatshirts album. Not the latest one. There are some rap songs because that album speaks to me. But there's another album called, another track called Equally from Earl Sweatshirt with Alchemist, the producer.
Touches your soul, ne? When music touches your soul, you must know it's the one. It's the one. You know the type of music that actually wakes you up when you're sleeping, and it's like the first time you hear the track, and you're like,
what the? And I'm not tripping. As well. The new Pusha T with Jay-Z, that Pusha T where Kanye produced the track too. I mean, he says stuff like, the friends you trust gonna switch like the chains you tuck. Like he says stuff like that. You like, oh shit, I need to write that down. You know, so yeah, those are I'd say 4 people I'm listening to: Skilly Bang, Pusha T, Earl Sweatshirt, and my mans.
Nice. And then of course we you know how of course we come from COVID and everything's been on like lockdown, and then it was like one of those situations where of course as South Africans we like to groove. And then after groove, now that we're back, what's your favorite go-to snack?
Snack, as in eating.
Yeah, like late night, at night.
I'm pretty simple. Like I said, food is not like a delicious thing for me. But there's these falafel shawarmas in Norwood. My nigga, they've been there. It's mom and pop's sort of like restaurant. One of the dopest shawarmas in the world. Like those falafels, my nigga, like, oh God. I took my hand there, like, when she was here, when was it, like, a month ago. She left like a week ago back to Scotland. But the vibe is like, the shawarma's there, man. No, stop. And every food, like, I've like I'll buy the shawarma. That's my staple, right? With the falafel, and then I would get this cheese, the big cheese samosas. Oh my God, they're just crazy. And then they do these mini pizzas now with eggs and cheese on them.
For a person that doesn't eat, you eat a lot.
I do. You know, yesterday when I was eating, but I eat once a day, right? Which is crazy.
Once a day?
Yeah, during the day I juice up or eat nuts and fruits and shit.
Is it because you're busy, or is it a conscious decision?
No, I eat to live. So I check what I eat. Like, is it? Do I want to read a book and finish it? Do I want to watch this movie, or do I? You know what I mean? Like, it's all like subconscious. Like I took the diet from Dr. Sebi and this dude called Patrick Dales. But yeah, now the vegetarian, the vegetarian like menu has grown. Like yesterday, I had the cauliflower wings. I had the veggie burger with the jalapeno cheese fries, my nigga. And I left some in the fridge from last night. I'm going back to it tonight. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
Jeez, like you really are a health freak.
Yeah, it took a while though. I'm not gonna lie, it took a while. Yeah.
And how long has it been?
7 years.
7 years.
Yeah.
So you left the meat, and then you're like, okay, fine, let's go into the health side.
Alcohol, yeah. Stop alcohol, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, the hardest is a cigarette. Oh, my pops don't see this. Yeah, the hardest cigarette. Yeah. That's the hardest. I'm not gonna lie. Because
are you one of those people that do hardly like early in the morning?
Nah. I'm a weed connoisseur, and cigarettes is just my Achilles. But as it's almost like all my heroes used to smoke. Mandela used to smoke. Marcus Garvey used to smoke. You know what I mean? Like all the people that I like. My babe. No, check the photos, baby. Check the photo. I study history, man. You all lie to me. Yoji Yamamoto, the white 3 designer. And then he's busy cutting all the dresses you see. The nigga cigarette is here. So there's always that cool factor with cigarettes, right? Not that I'm addicted, but I just like when I get bored, just like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you feel me, but I hope they feel me back at home. Like,
okay, you're gonna be like making up on mama, like saying, "Wow, mama, baby."
No, Sisulu, all of them were. Come on, stop. You know the prices.
But you know how moms are.
No, I know. But since my dad, Sisulu was just a drama. Not now. Then when I was young child, but we know the prices. We don't stop.
Do you watch TV?
Yeah, when I'm in Hammerskraal with my dad. But he's always on Moja Love or like, what you need again? Mzansi, what do I go now? My scope or the part. The movie played and you're like, yo, what was I watching? I'm not envy. Like, but yeah, it's done. Those are the type of channels my dad is on.
Are you serious?
Yeah. But the whole hood like that. The whole like. If they got dish, they definitely on Moja Love or Mzansi or Magic or whatever.
What the hell?
Yeah. Discovery Channel. Come on.
Like for who?
I've never been in the hood and I can't what's it Discovery Channel. Never. And I live on that shit.
And in the music channels?
Yeah, maybe that. Maybe my gospel like a sonta. Don't play games. But Limoja Love it talk gospel, the quiet on Sunday, so they just stay there. It's crazy.
I mean, while we're there, what is your favorite music video currently?
Sure. Are you gonna kill me, bro?
I had to think of it.
My favorite one is Old, and the album just won a Grammy for Best Album of the Year for last year. Tyler, the Creator. Call me If You Can. Is that the album? Yeah, but I think it's also a single where he comes out on top of the Jeep and he's screaming. It's really, really different. And he also performed as so he took this nigga is so conceptual. So he shot a video.
Too much.
My nigga.
Too much.
Stop. He took that video.
He himself he's just a conceptual person.
My nigga, no.
Like
stop.
his parents were
he needs
like,
to chill, no? He's half Nigerian apparently. Like
really?
not half Nigerian, but he's descended from a Nigerian. His dad is like maybe second generation.
And his mom?
Mom, American woman.
Shout out. All right,
I
then.
forgot what we were talking about, but
We'll talk about your favorite music video.
oh yeah. That Tyler. So he took that video and made it a performance at I think was it the Grammys or the ones before the VMA awards. And yeah, man, Tyler is just for me like conceptually like yo, you leave that kid. It's actually one artist that I don't know that I'm jealous for. Like like. You know Tyler shit, I watch them, but yo, I'm a hater because like, no, for real, because I feel like he's my peer. Like the shit he's doing is the shit I want to do. So there's a love and hate. Like, yeah, do I pick it? Because I know it's gonna challenge me. You feel me?
Yeah.
So yeah, nah, he's one of those kids that I fucks with like heavy.
I was about to say that you sound like one of those people that are like, but I like it. Like,
yeah, nah, I got 11.
But I like it.
Yeah. Nah, I got 11 straight up as is. Hey.
Was it speaking of Tyler, basically before we actually jump into the music video, for those that might want to know a bit more about Tyler, before we jump into the music video, that the Louis Vuitton showed that he actually, the music that he created, you saw that, right?
Which one was that? No, recently.
Yeah,
no,
recently.
I haven't seen.
Yeah,
I haven't been online. Yeah,
it was dope.
Yeah.
I was, because it was one of those things that actually caught me. I was like,
is it Gucci or Louis?
It was Louis.
Because he did the Gucci stuff with ASAP, right? Remember that ad with ASAP where they're rocking like suits and shit like that? That's
so
dope.
he coordinated the whole music vibe.
That's crazy.
Yes, the whole, and I was like, I was out there on Apple Music, and I was like, why can't I get this music on Apple Music? Like, this is so dope. Like, what the hell? But anyway, I was just like, these people, they must put us on. He's very talented, very talented. It's like, it's basically like you've been saying, he's a connoisseur. So you just have to have that taste. You need to have to understand. You can't. It's not like you're drinking water, where it's for everyone. So it's one of those things. So. Basically, guys, you heard it from himself. Do you want to link us in, or should I link us in?
Yeah, my favorite music video is not even a music video, but it's from Elsewhere Chat. He's performing in LA. The track is called Ecoli. E.COLI. Ecoli. It's fucking amazing. Mkay Frash, Tama Sema Taxi, Minang Sema Teki, chilling with my girl. High five.
Let's get into it.
Thoughts, dreams, plots and my schemes. That's what's on my mind when I toss in my sleep. My heart like my pen when I jot and it bleed. My cart full of sin when I shop it's a spree. I got some new leaves, I'm like, what's the word with you, sir? You just moss on the tree. I'm not concerned with you. I leave a curb when I'm crossing the street. I'm watching out for the mark of the beast. The badge on the policeman. Black carpet of pants. A half ounce in them, another half ounce in my fleece. And on the count of this, my head and count me out of this. I'm out with the breeze. I'm dodging county, it's 1,000 degrees. It's back alley shit, my nigga. Look, my eyes wide open, I'm sleepy, I'm on the highway. Paul Giamatti and nigga was sitting sideways.
Welcome back, everybody, and we are still with Mkay Frash. And if you basically just tuned in, well, you missed a whole lot of taste, because we're here with the shoe dog, with the streetwear connoisseur. I mean, guys, you need to just maybe like rewind, because I guess she's
No doubt.
So basically, we're here, obviously, Sneaker Sunday, of course. And I want to know your favorite Sneaker Sunday. And by that, we mean, what is, like, the freshest?
Yeah, dog, it's difficult because I work with different brands and I don't want to, like, you know,
tie yourself down.
You know, say, this answer is going to be politically correct, you know, anyway. From Converse, I definitely like the weapons. From Nike, my favorite shoes, Air Force Ones. If Foamposites were not designed, you know, they kind of fight between Foamposites and Air Force Ones. for Reebok, it's definitely the stuff that they did with Allen Iverson, the answer and all those questions I fucks with heavy. Adidas, I would say, you know, the Shoto, I mean, the safety Shoto that was released in Japan, all those superstar stuff that they normally do, I fucks with that.
Nice.
I don't know who am I missing. New Balance, I mean,
Everybody looking at you like, say me, say me. Say me,
yeah.
Say me, say me.
Yeah. So I actually like for me it's like it'll be sad to say I got a favorite shoe because we also run a sneaker magazine, Hunting for Kicks. So we kind of like want to be inclusive and whatnot. And as well, at this point in my life, I'm also like I don't want to be pigeonholed to like, yo, this is my favorite joints, and then, you know, I can't now work with so and so. You know what I mean? And like I said, it's about culture. It's about growing the whole thing. I mean, Lipa too and Drip, you know, I probably got my favorite silhouettes there. Exactly. So yeah, let's all plug in and make this thing bigger.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, that's fresh. Thank you so much, Mkay.
I appreciate you.
Definitely. Guys, definitely, we have had an awesome time with Mkay Fresh. We've been keeping it fresh right here on Sneaker Sunday. It's your girl, Sam Shabazz. Mkay, thank you so much.
Flowers. It's a pleasure.
Catch us next time on the next episode. Keep it fresh, keep it clean. You know how we do.
Conduct's boy, you feel me? Don't play games, baby. We're out here.